Hi, this is Phoephoe, and I'm here back again playing Long Live the Queen. Now, we went to a ball, and we went to this party, and we managed to evade being killed by bandits. And we got into an argument, involved in an argument between Gwenelle and her mother, and I'm signing with Gwenelle. You heard her, she's an adult now and she's in charge here. Thank you. Is this what your father will face upon your coronation? Cast aside without another word. He's not going to like hearing that, is he? Depressed. A bit later, Bryony catches up with you. Hello, it was Bryony again. Pardon me. I don't think she's related to us. Oh, she's related to Juliana, right? She's Juliana's niece. Hello, Elodie. It's so wonderful that you're going to be queen now. I mean, I'm sorry about your mother. Thanks. But think of the opportunities you're going to have. You're so lucky. That's another way of putting it. Anyway, I was wondering, now that you're almost queen and everything, and we told you all the secrets. What secrets? Like how to get in the old palace. I heard it's packed full of treasure. Home and history test failed. Law failed. Old palace? The one at Cathra Lake, where the kings and queens of Nova used to live. I don't know anything about it. Oh. She bites the lip at the frowns at you. Well, never mind then. She walks away. So much fun to talk to you. At the end, you all shall have a present meal and prepare to return to your rarest lands. We're gone home again. We're cheerful. We'll go play with toys again. And save. Get public speaking and sense magic up, I think. Public speaking up to 37. You take deep breaths and practice speaking loudly and clearly, projecting your voice to every corner of the room. You memorize lists and sonnets, then recite them for your teacher and any castle staff she can round up to serve as an audience. Sense magic up to 50. 55. You close your eyes and call out when you detect your mentor casting a silent spell behind you. You learn to detect ongoing enchantments such as blessed weapons that can do magical damage. Matters has come to a crisis. Arias, the Duchess of Liha, has declared civil war. What? Apparently she feels that you are a weak leader, unfit to be queen, and she's managed to sway several others to her banner. Who is against me? A number of minor earls and countesses, the Duchess of Mead and the Duke of Keikel. Situation in Hellas and Marie is less clear. Military failed. There are ways to increase the number of soldiers you have available. You could offer to pardon various imprisoned criminals in exchange for military service. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, let's do that. Criminals probably already know how to fight. Very well. Processes are in motion, but they will take time to reach their peak. I'm gonna be angry. Okay, tennis. We're going to war, it seems, but to get flattery and sense magic up again. Flattery up to 20. You'll learn that it's important to make eye contact when saying nice things about someone. You learn that flattering comments have best impact when kept short. Gushing makes people feel awkward. 78. You learn to tell the difference between different kinds of magical signature so that you can tell roughly what a spell you detect is meant to achieve. You expand your magical perceptions to give you some idea of where a detected spell was cast from and how long ago. Negotiator for the rebels have arrived to speak with you. Surrender now and I will be lenient. We're not here for our surrender, we're here for yours. Relinquish the authority of the throne and you will not be harmed. The Duchess of Varys and her family will rule Nova as regents. You will be allowed to maintain a figurehead title. Many lives will be spared and your domain will continue to the future in safer, wiser hands. Never! I am the Queen, angry. Since we cannot come to agreement, we will meet you on the battlefield. Fine. Get angry again. Yep, we're pissed off now. We're probably going to lead ourselves into disaster here. Week 31. We need to get flattery up some more. But we're almost done with St. Lumen. Flattery up to 37. You learn that it is always better to compliment people for their personality and their choices than their physical attributes. You've unlocked a new outfit. Sense magic up to 100. You learn to detect the latent power that signifies a lumen even when he or she is not actively working magic. You expand your senses, learning to detect spells and magical creatures at great distance. You learn to detect lingering traces of strong magic from the past even when the spell is long since completed. Nothing more to learn about scent magic. War wages for control of Nova. As defending Queen, you are required to take personal control of your forces. Military failed. However, your inexperience with strategy proves more a hindrance than a help. Your control of magic enhances your claimed divine right of rulership. Your lumen powers caused chaos amongst your enemies with an explosive displays of waves of terror. You lack the strength to take on a whole army by yourself, of course, but they don't need to know that. Battles are won and lost, fallen soldiers decorating the landscape. The final outcome is a victory for your side. Your forces sweep through the rebellious duchies and are met with cheers by the local population. Aris, the ringleader, is executed, and the other rebels feel forced to pay tribute to keep their holdings. Of course, there's also cost paid in lives. Strategic logistics failed, battlefield medicine and herbs failed. Total casualties were over half a battalion on your side, and three and over a half battalions among the rebels. Whilst there are no more rebel soldiers now, they are once more your loyal subjects. Then we're doing alright there. Could have been much worse. We're going to be cheerful again. He's still angry though. Well, we got if we keep the outfit on, we got the lumen up all the way there. Oh, now I'm gonna train archery and court manners. I think court manners all the way up to 67. You memorise the correct title for every servant in the castle. Treating servants with respect ensures good service. To directly challenge someone's honour is to declare war. Never make a public accusation of cowardice, treason, infidelity or murder unless you're prepared to face mortal enemies. And on that note, you studied the etiquette of duelling. Archery up to 18. You learn how to twist and wax bowstring from a variety of fibres. Things are being so set up lately. Everyone's on edge. We need something cheerful. You could hold a tournament, Ned says. What a good idea. Knights, jousting, musicians, all sorts of competitions. Everyone loves a contest. What will you offer as prizes to the winners? Employment. The winners will have the option of taking up royal appointments. It's a recruitment drive. Very well, I will draft the announcements. You leave him to work. As you move through the hall, your eye falls upon a vase of flowers. Pretty, but apparently not getting enough water. The leaves of one blossom have shriveled. Divination failed. Decoration failed. Someone on hall duty is being lazy. Those flowers should be replaced. You continue up the stairs to your room, where a maid is waiting for you. My lady, a gift has arrived from Kygo. From the Duke? No, my lady, a merchant house, I believe. It was sent with a shipment down the Calvera River. You tear open the brightly coloured paper to find chocolates. Production and trade failed. There's a little card with that box. With our compliments, the House of Kerelet. Court manners failed, dogs failed. You pop one of the chocolates in your mouth. Delicious. Suddenly you feel very cold, the world seems darker, colours less bright. I think these chocolates are poisoned, get me some charcoal. But try as you might, your maid is not able to save you. Oh, damn it, we're dead. Now, every player of Long Live the Queen knows about the chocolates. Those fucking chocolates. I thought my court manners would have been high enough to pass that, but we'll have to try again. Elodie did not survive to reach the coronation. Nova would have to go on without her. It doesn't have to end that way. Make different choices, train different skills, and Elodie's star may rise again. So we'll try most recent week. We'll go for court manners twice. See if we can just get court manners up high enough. Should have put the dress on to get a boost, but never mind, I've got up to 80. Yeah, same. Employment. Let's see if we... Court manners, success! That's hardly high-handed for some tiny treasure I've never heard of. Save it for later. I don't feel like candy right now, maybe later. Phew! Save. We successfully avoided not eating it, but we don't know that they're poisoned, so that may have its own issues later on. I would like to read resist magic and wield magic all the way up to 100 properly, so I can switch outfits. So I'm going to do that. Resist magic, was it? Resist magic and wield magic, okay. way up to 100. Your resistance of the flow of power gives you increased... Your understanding of the flow of power gives you increased resistance to damage caused by magic, even without a shield. You can still be hurt, but less than an ordinary human would be. Nothing more to learn. On 100, you learned how to make use of images to wield your powers at great distance. You have nothing more to learn. This is the week of the general tournament. Nobles and commons alike have turned out to compete against each other. These people will be pleased if you participate in the games, however it would expose you to danger. What event do you wish to take place in? We can go with fencing. We've done some sword play. Here the devotees of the blade can challenge each other to duels fought only for points, not blood and honour. Swords, partial success. It is immediately obvious that your opponent is more skilled than you are, but she draws out the match longer than necessary before driving you out of the ring. Perhaps she was afraid of hurting you, but at least you aren't too embarrassed. As all the winners are announced and displayed with a great cheer. As near Queen, you place flower garlands around the neck. All of a sudden, a man approaches the winner's platform. It's Kevin, the Earl of Io. In one hand, he carries an armoured gauntlet, in another, a sword. He's the son of the rebels who are dead, and he's the sister of the woman who had a poisoning attempt, and we accidentally had the poisoner killed because we tried to imprison her. My family's blood is on your hands. Aris, the ringleader of the rebellion, she was his mother. He cast the metal glove to the ground with a clatter and raises his sword, pointing at you. I challenge you, Elodie, a life for a life. He's challenging you to a duel. Doesn't he know he could burn you to a crisp just by waving a hand? I'm killing him with magic. Without a further word, you direct the full force of your magical wrath at the Earl of Io. There's a horrible scream and a smell of burning flesh. I decline. Gosh, it's terrifying. Kevin's sword falls to the ground behind his gauntlet. He won't be needing either anymore. After the tournament, a minor tragedy is revealed. One of the stewards apparently had an incredibly sweet tooth and dared to steal a piece of your recently received chocolate. He had a sweet tooth. The chocolates were poisoned. When you asked questions, it turned out the merchant house which supposedly sent you this present never existed. One afraid. Someone has tried to kill you, but you don't know who. At least you're alive. We'll talk to Juliana. Psst, I need to talk to you. What is it? The priestess, Celine. She's a lumen. I can sense it. I know. What do you mean you know? You knew that? Why didn't you tell me? You didn't need to know. Your job is managing the domain. Some of us have other duties. Our missions have been passed down for centuries, said the princess. We're here to train you. Don't need to know more than that. How are we doing? Week 34, okay. We can swap outfits. Tea-dress. This gives us bonus to all those. I really want to get swords up, even archery and pole arms up so I can raise swords, but we're in negative for those. We'll do it anyway. Need to be angry, I think, to get that. My lady, your father wishes to speak with you. He says it's urgent. Fine, I'm coming. You find your father standing on a map of the coastline, his face grave. Ships have been sighted on an approach from Shangia, not trade ships. This is a war fleet. What? Within a week, they will be in Novan waters. Within 2, they could reach the capital. Then we will fight to defend ourselves. Another war. Great. We can try to use the treasury funds to hire additional soldiers, but it may be difficult on short notice. Yep, we'll do that. Need to drop a naval strategy for our ships to carry out. You could choose to act as admiral and leave the fleet in person, but the danger to you would be very great. Unless you think your personal skills are making the difference, I would strongly advise it. We don't have any naval training, so we'll stay in the capital. If we had naval training and lumen power, it would be very useful, but otherwise we're not. We want to get angry there. No, we're still cheerful. We're in a war. We need to be angry. I need to do the same thing again. No, which is 17. No, learn how to twist and wax bowstring for a variety of fibres. Pole arms up to 17. Learn about a variety of long weapons from the quarterstaff to the spear to the halberd and glaive. Danger on the high seas. Ships closing on each other, angling into range. The Shangian forces greatly outnumber the Novans. This is unlikely to end well. If only you had more soldiers available. So if we had a civil war resolution earlier, we'd have more soldiers. The eventual outcome is not in your favour. The Novan ships are sunk and scattered as the Shanjian forces press towards landfall. Many good soldiers were lost today, and Nova's troubles have not yet ended. Since you have failed to repel the invasion, the Shanjian fleet will soon land, and the troops will begin to progress towards your capital city. Your remaining soldiers will hold them off as long as possible, of course, but the main strength of your military has been exhausted. Nova's future looks bleak. Angry some more. That's good. We got +2. Those two now. We'll do those again. Archery at past 38. To cut, fletch and tie arrows, you learn about different styles and sizes of bows, long, short and recurve. Got polearms up to 34. You practice walking while carrying a long weapon, getting the feel for its size and weight and learning to manoeuvre without banging it into anything unintentionally. Then you learn the basic stances, grips and positions for staff fighting and how to block a blow without crushing your fingers. Locked a new outfit. The invasion of Dover is proceeding. Your coastline is under Shanjian control. Soldiers have marched through villages, trampling fields and frightening citizens. A diplomatic delegation from Shanjia has requested access to the castles to discuss terms, most likely for your surrender. You lack the strength to hold off their armies, and surrendering now will save many lives. It would seem you have no choice. You prepare yourself as best you can to meet with the representatives from Shanjia. You expected diplomats and a military representative, a general or an admiral. You did not expect the handsome man decked in jewels to now stand before you, a man announced by your servants as Togami, king of Shanxia. Foreign intelligence failed, world history failed. Is he really the king? Why would a king come all the way here? And he's a lumen, too, Sense Magic. You don't know anything about him? My dear young lady, how difficult this must be for you, so much responsibility at such a tender age. Composure, success. You yearn to slap the false sympathy off his oily face, but you force yourself to remain calm. War benefits no one, don't you think? Such a terrible waste. Better to settle things in a civilized manner. A contest, a game, so to speak, with Nova as the stakes. Should I win, then your domain will submit and accept me as overlord, and no further resistance. Should I lose, then my army will leave your domain in peace and shed no more blood. What sort of game? It's well known that Nova is ruled by lumens. As it happens, I too possess the powers of a lumen. I propose a formal duel, my powers against yours. If the winner takes control of Nova, the loser dies. You're game by your rules for my life, that doesn't sound fair to me. The rules of formal dueling have been passed down for centuries and must be upheld. It's important that we do this by the ancient codes. Why should I? If you refuse, then the war will continue. I'll sweeten the deal. If you meet me in a formal challenge, I'll call off the invasion even if I win. Really? I swear by the gods, Nova will be free and safe. Why take that risk? You're winning the war. It's not your land that I want, it's your crystal. To gain your power, I'm willing to wager my own. Shall we begin? It sends its power. It's so strong. I've done everything I possibly could, but he's at least as good as I am. I don't like this, but what choice will I have? Accept his terms. Then I must. Togami explains the rules of formal dueling to you, including a carefully inscribed circle of walls which will contain the effects of any powers you wield, protecting bystanders from danger. And it is time to begin. Magic success. You trade attacks, one spell sensed and countered by another, reserving your strength as much as possible. It might be exciting if your life wasn't on the line. It's magic success. You need to end this quickly before his experience allows him to come up with a trick you can't defeat. He's used to dealing with magical attacks, we might not be expecting a physical one. Perhaps if you rushed him, you could take him off guard. Up close, he couldn't use his fancy spells. What would you do then? You still have to use magic to win. You can't just grab him and bang his head against the floor. Perhaps you could focus your power into the shape of a sword and attack him with that. And maybe you could try to distract him somehow if you could cast a spell that he couldn't block. I'm not sure my sword skills are high enough, but we'll try this. Motes of shimmering moonlight coalesce into a weapon in your hand. Oh, we did it. Your first lunge he dodges and rolling to the ground, but you recover quickly and strike again. In the confined space of the warning circle there is nowhere for him to run. The final strike of your moonblade parts his head from his shoulders. You have won! Gosh, I wasn't actually expecting that to succeed. I thought my skills were too low. We'll get to play with our toys after we defeated him. Outfit. Tabard. Nice little kind of Three Musketeers kind of thing there going on. I have no idea. It's been a while since I got this far in the game. I have beaten it before, but I might as well raid swords. Okay. Swords up to 60. You practice using the blade to disarm opponents and shove them backwards. You spar with a partner, trading blows while looking for openings to attack each other. You begin to work with the metal blade, getting a feel for its weight and edge as well as learning how to care for it. Once you defeated the king of Shanji in a duel, the invasion was meant to be over. In practice, it's not so quite easy to expel a foreign army from your lands, particularly when their leadership is falling apart. The remaining Shanji in general seems surprisingly easy to go and left home without fuss, but a large number of soldiers have broken ranks and run amok, looting and pillaging their way through Nova just for fun. A number of royal holdings have been damaged and valuables are stolen. Not only do you lose them, but you have to pay for repairs. With so many renegades on the loose, Nova seems likely to have severe bandit problems for years to come. I'm angry again. So it seems a good idea. Drawing a blade and striking at short notice from a variety of positions. Learn techniques for thrusting your blade through armor to disable or kill your opponent. All the way up to 100. You learn advanced techniques for holding off multiple opponents at once. You have nothing more to learn about swords. Something going on that no one wants to tell you about. The servants avoid your eyes and scurry away. Ministers converse in low-worried tones. As far as you can tell, your territory is secure. No more attacks are underway, so what could be wrong? Pressured. You will lie awake in bed at night, worrying that perhaps all your choices have been the wrong ones. Time has slipped by so quickly. Only 2 weeks remain before your birthday celebration, and your official coronation as queen. Have you done enough to build a stable, Nova? Probably not. Go with archery. Troop to 63. You learn how about caring for your bow, how to store it between uses, string and unstring, and check for damage or wear. You also learn that you should never fire a bow without an arrow on the string. You strap on protective gear and practice gripping, drawing, and anchoring your bow before firing and releasing a shot. You practice shooting at clearly marked targets across a flat field. And up to 89. You practice shooting at targets of different shapes and sizes in a mixed terrain. You practice long distance shooting, setting arrows into the ground at different ranges. Waken to the sound of chanting outside the castle. You stick your head outside the window to see what happens and withdraw with a gasp. The peasants are rebelling. Hundreds, maybe thousands of them, with spears and pitchforks and torches, all screaming for your removal. And here you are in your tower, with your armies depleted from the recent war. Of course, you have an advantage over the mob. You are a lumen. Do you dare turn your powers on your own people? This has never happened to me before. I have no idea what to do here. I'm going to save. We're right at the end of the game. I'm going to attack them or wait for them to go away. Wait for them to go. Nothing to do but huddle behind the stone walls and hope that you can resist the siege. But a queen without followers is no queen at all. Having lost the mandate of the people, it's inevitable you will be replaced. Whoops. We did. Had the reins of power slipped from Elodie's grasp, Nova'd have to go on without it. We'll try that again. We're going to have to attack our own people. Fine. You refuse to cower like a frightened rabbit. You will march out to them openly and show them you have the power of the gods behind you. What would be difficult against soldiers in armour is instead ridiculously easy against untrained peasants. You barely have to wave your hand and people fall away screaming and covered in burns. After only a few minutes, the crowd breaks and flees in panic, leaving behind only the wounded too slow to get out of the stampede. We're probably going to become an evil dictator at this rate. That's what it takes to save the country. Well, we want 1 archery, 1 polearm. So. Archery all the way to 100. You practice shooting at moving targets. You practice shooting targets while you yourself are moving, pulled along in a chariot. More to learn about archery. Polearms up to 66. You practice standard attacks and sleeps with long staff. You practice sparring with a partner using a staff. You practice special techniques with the staff, such as twirling or using it to vault. At this time last year, you were celebrating your 14th birthday. You were in the school gardens, surrounded by your friends. A teacher brought you tea and cakes, while a wealthy merchant's son wore a crown of flowers for your head. No matter so much that you were a princess, your title was something of the future. Many of your peers would be duchesses or earls or the like, but not then. You were children. Your parents could not attend on the actual day, but they did send wonderful gifts, some for you and some for you to share. And a week later, they came in for a visit, and your mother took you with her through the countryside on a splendid carriage. It was the last time you would ever see her. You know, if, wherever she is, she can see you now. You're 15 years old, a legal adult. You have worked and studied and suffered and prepared, and now the time has come. You get to be crowned. Yes, you'll kneel before the priestess, barely hearing her words as she recites the blessings. She calls upon the gods to deliver peace, wisdom, and prosperity to you, and through you to all of Nova. Well, I'm doing too well at that. And then she calls upon you for your oath of rulership. Will you guide and govern and protect your people to the best of your ability, according to law and custom? I will. Will you, to the best of your power, uphold the ideals of love, honour, justice, and mercy? She crosses her fingers. I think I will. Lords and ladies assembled, I present to you your undoubted queen, who has sworn you her loyalty. You who have come to give homage, will you do the same? One at a time, the head of each duchy approaches your throne and kneels to swear his or her service to you and your heirs. People of Nova, I give you Elodie, daughter of Fidelia, your true sovereign. What say you all? Long live the queen, long live the queen, long live the queen. Thank you, I will. Now, let's see how badly we did in this epilogue. Once his daughter was secure on the throne, Jocelyn returned to his birthplace to focus on his duties as Duke of Collet. He was pursued by many women, but showed little interest in remarrying them, directing them instead to his brother, the Duke of Malzomba. Following Elodie's victory over the Shanjian king, the public opinion of Lumens rose to a height that hadn't been seen in 100 years. Young children would dress up and play at being magical kings and queen. Free from the need for secrecy, the Duchess Juliana and the Priestess of Celine were enabled to announce their shared magical powers and their love. Aww. Elodie's prompting, the lovers pledged their dedication to each other in a private ceremony, after which Celine retired from the priesthood to accompany her wife. So our magical teachers were actually a lesbian couple. That's sweet. As neither of them intended to bear children of the body, Juliana made arrangements for her niece Bryony to be declared the next heir to the Duchy of Ursel, as well as the inheritor of her crystal. Bryony's mother, Coruscant, hoped the training necessary to make her flighty daughter into a future magical girl warrior would keep her out of worse trouble. Didn't work for Usagi, did it? After failed invasions, relations with the Shanjia remained tense. First came the recriminations and demands on the Queen of Shanjia, just devastated by the death of her husband, which Elodie ignored. Next came the subtler approaches, the grand gratitude and offers for alliances from ministers who were thrilled to see Togami gone. Elodie ignored those also, which was just as well, since the next thing to arrive was the preserved head of one of those traitorous ministers, sent by the Queen of Shanjia as a warning. There was no sign of war in the immediate future, but there was not likely to be an alliance either. Years later, when both were adult, Elodie, Queen of Nova, and Adair, Duke of Elath, were married. An entire week of public celebrations was set aside for the wedding, and both bride and groom paraded through the capital on fine white horses from the east. Their relationship often seems to be one of friends and companions and passionate lovers, but they brought stability to Nova. As a Lumen, it was Elodie's responsibility to defend Nova from monstrous threats. She decided that the monsters within the realm were every bit as dangerous as those outside, and thus set herself to the task of conquering the old forest. Each monster would have to be identified and carefully studied in order to defeat it without upsetting the balance. It took many years to reach the heart of the forest, but Elodie was undaunted, and just Queen Elodie's legacy stretched into the future. There we go. That's all done. So we beat it. I've been crowned Treen, transformed into Lumen, and turned into a Jew, faced a civil war, and the only death we got was being poisoned. So we did pretty well. Some extra wallpapers here. God save the Queen, etc. So that was the end. Obviously there's many different options in the game, and there's lots of replay value, especially as actually getting far enough to become queen is actually really difficult. I wouldn't have been able to do it in this video playthrough. I hadn't beaten the game multiple times before, and even then it was a near thing. I was not confident I was gonna defeat the Togami guy at all. So that's the end of this video and the end of this Let's Play series. So thank you all for watching. Please check out the rest of my videos on my channel, and if you really like it, subscribe, and that would be very nice.